Okay, in this video what we're going to do is do a quick cleanup of a HTML table layout, which is going to be a common thing with the new theme in Blackboard. So I've got an example here of an education subject, and they've used a table to kind of lay out this kind of week by week guide to what's happening. And you can see here that the content's looking a little bit cramped, it's a bit tight, but when we start shrinking the screen size, which is really what the new theme allows us to do, is be responsive, you can see that the columns are really narrow and some of the content's actually getting cut off. So what are we going to do about this? Well, the easiest way to deal with this is, instead of stacking stuff side by side like you would in this layout, is to flip it around and stack it on top of each other. So using each of these columns to kind of be a separate little section on the page. So what we're going to do is do that, and using a couple of easy tools. I'm going to be using Atom to kind of edit the code itself. That's a free editor. If you don't have that installed, it's a really useful tool. But what we're going to use is HTML Cleaner, which is a free open website that allows you to kind of paste in existing HTML and use some of the tools in a smart way to clean things up a little bit. So if we go into edit mode, what we can do is we click on the HTML, and then what we need to do is find the actual table. So we've got table here, and then we just have to find the closing tags of that. Probably gone too far. There we go. And we'll copy that, and we'll just cancel back out. We can then paste in. Okay, so what's happening here is this is where we paste our code. This is rendering out what that actually looks like. Just below that, we've got these cleaning options, and there's a whole bunch of different ways you can do here. We can get rid of some of the inline styles, we could get rid of some of the span tags, all that stuff. But you have to remember that Blackboard uses those span tags to add in the styles. In this case, what we're really concerned about is the layout problems, not necessarily the styles and the designs. So what we're going to do is we're not going to bother removing the inline styles. We'll keep the ones about getting rid of some of the empty stuff. We're not going to remove the span tags. What we're really interested in this is remove tables. That's the kind of key thing that we're doing. So with that in mind and that selected, we'll click the Clean HTML button, and you can see really easily, really quickly, that now what we've got is still the same content, still structured in the same way, but it is essentially stacked on top of each other. Now, the way that this has kind of got rid of the tables is that when you write your HTML table, it's all done in rows. So we've got all the headings over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a little tool that's in the style guide. If you go to the website for the guide, which is youimagine.edu.au/interact2-theme, and the guide, and once you go here, you can go to the download section. And just down here, there's HTML and CSS package. There's a little zip file, and if you unzip that, you'll see that there's a little CSS file which has all the styles that are in Blackboard, and then this starter.html page as well. We can open that up in the browser, in the editor. So what we can do here is that this just has nothing in it at the moment, just to insert content here, so we can actually look at that. And what we're going to do is we're going to basically build that content in. So what we'll do to start off with is we're just going to put a container div around everything, just to make it easy for us to copy and paste everything at a later date. And we'll close it down here. And then what we'll do here is we'll paste in those little bits. So we'll just make them all there. We'll fix this lineup. And what we're going to do is we're going to use one of the new theme styles to give these heading levels a bit of style. So we're going to make them all heading 3s, and we're going to use class equals CSU, and the text was orange, so we're going to use the orange that's in the theme to do that. And you can see here, one of the kind of powerful things about Atom is you can actually have multiple cursors, and there's little shortcut keys to close your tags off as well. So now we've basically got this basic structure of the page. So we can go back here and we can look, and now we've got our little sections that we can then move content into. So if we go back and have a look at this table, we've got topic 1 all the way through down to basically to this list. We want everything up to that list. So we go back into here, and here's topic 1. So we'll start the selection there, and here's the list down starting here. So we'll just select all of that. We'll then go into Atom and we'll paste this in here. So, and we can save, and then what we can do is just have a little preview in the HTML and refresh. So you can see here that the font has come across. It's the same font in the theme, but the sizing is all a little bit out of whack. Now that's because the CSS that's applied to that little starter package is just the pure stuff. It's not doing any of the overridings of Blackboard stuff. So what it's doing is just displaying that. So when we copy and paste that in, the Blackboard theme itself will start to take care of those kind of elements. But you can see that this is a really quick and easy way to kind of go through. The next column has here, and it's down to this Sealy Flint. So we'll select this list here, and then we'll find the Sealy Flint bit, which is there. Copy that, and then go down below the next heading, paste, and we can save, and we will refresh the starter. And you can see that we're bringing that content across. Now it doesn't look perfect, and it's going to change a little bit when we bring it into the Blackboard theme, but you can see that this is a really easy way to kind of go through, switching between the HTML cleaner and Atom. You can go through, fill in all that. Then what we can do is just grab that whole div and copy, and then just go into the HTML editor, and we can paste that. Now what I'd suggest doing is, because of the way Blackboard works, I'd paste this down the bottom of the window, so that you've still got the old content there instead of just overriding it. Update it, submit the content, and then you'll be able to kind of see, and you can ask the academic if that's all good. But that's the basic workflow for getting stuff out of a table and into a format that's going to be more useful using the new